Hey guys, it's Mary from the Turtle Dove Homestead, and today you guys are going to come along with me as I make this cold fighting chicken noodle soup. It is supposed to be healing. If you can't tell by my voice, I have a little bit of a cold. Hopefully it will make us feel a little bit better. I already made some homemade sourdough bread that's going to go with it this evening. I need to cut into that and make sure it looks good, and then we'll need to get started with the chicken noodle soup. Hope that sounds good. Come along with me. Alright, so I'm going to cut into the sourdough bread and see how I did. I didn't really go along with the recipe that well. Alright, I started on this sourdough bread last night. I fed the starter. I let it ferment overnight in the fridge after all my stretches and folds and everything. And it's a 50-50 whole wheat and bread flour recipe. Not too bad. It looks a little dense, but honestly, it's really not bad. It looks pretty good. So it smells amazing. I love the smell of sourdough bread. This looks so good. Very happy with how that turned out. All right, so I will set this aside. We'll have bread and butter and all that good stuff this evening. So now to get started on our healing chicken noodle soup. So the first instruction is to heat 1 tablespoon olive oil in a Dutch oven over medium heat. Get out my cutting board. I'll get some Azure EVOO. It says 1 tablespoon. I don't measure a whole lot. Sometimes I do, but I like to just guess. Alright, so now I need to prep onions, carrots, and celery. Looks like I need 1 yellow onion diced, 3 carrots peeled and diced, and 2 ribs of celery diced. Okay, got my celery and my carrots and my onion. Alright, so first I'm going to peel the carrots because that takes the longest time. I like to get organic when I can. 2 ribs of celery. I'm assuming this is a rib. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. So while I'm peeling my carrots, I wanted to tell you guys about something I came across on YouTube the other day. It was a video by Susan Becker. I don't know if any of you have heard of her. I'm sure you have. And it was about nourishing whole grains. Well, I actually came across one of her lectures at a church that she gave, and it was very interesting to me. Milling my own grains has been something that I've been interested in for quite some time. I just have never moved ahead with it because of the heavy price tag of a mill. But listening to her give us an explanation as to why it's actually important to get those nutrients back in our diet made me really interested in it, actually. I talked to my husband about it, and I've been looking into mills. If you have one that you recommend, please let me know in the comments. I am looking at either the Nutri-Mill Harvest, which is sold out everywhere right now, so that's, probably not going to happen, or the Nutri-Mill Classic, which I'm not super interested in because it is not very attractive, and I want something that I can leave out on my counter, because if it's not out on my counter, I'm probably not going to use it as much as I want to. I would rather have a mill that can just set out here so that it's just right there for ease of use whenever I want to bake and whenever I want to mill grain. I'm also interested in the Como. I would say I'm mostly interested in the Como, but it's very expensive. It's more expensive than the Nutri-Mills. I've heard a lot of great things. I've read a lot of great reviews about them. It seems to be what I really want, but I do want to hear feedback in the comments of what you guys recommend. If you have a grain mill, what you love, what you don't like about it, and all that good stuff. So I'm looking to purchase one this year sometime so that I can buy grain and mill it myself so that we can have more nourishing bread. Because Susan Becker was talking about how our bread today is so lacking nutrients that it doesn't really do anything for us because the flour has been sitting for so long, it's lost most of its nutrients. But if you freshly mill your grain, it's got, I think she said, like 40 of the 44 nutrients that are essential for our survival. And that really interested me. They also said I'm going to need a new mixer because my old KitchenAid is not going to hold up. So we'll see about that. But I really hope I don't have to buy a new mixer because that's, if I buy a Como, that's $600 and something. And then if I have to get a new mixer, that's another $600 and something. It's such a large investment. But the way I see it, is it's an investment in our health. So if you have any tips for milling our own grain or anything you've learned along the way, please share it with me. I would love to learn. I would love for us to all just kind of be in this together and just kind of learning together. That would be great. So I'm really excited about hopefully milling our own whole grains this year. I love camu flour. It's like a buttery flour, and it's really delicious, and I make bread with it sometimes. I've tried it before. I just bought a very small bag from Azure. It's really good, so I'd like to order like a big 25-pound bag of camu berries. Just be able to just pull from it when I need to, because apparently when they're in the berry form, they last indefinitely. That really interests me too, because it's like long-term storage. It just seems like there's a lot of pros, the whole grain milling club, and so many people do it. And I mean, I see grain mills on a lot of the people that I subscribe to here on YouTube. When I was watching Sue Becker, she was talking about how much it's changed people's lives, and I just want to know, how did that affect you? How did it change your life? Very interested in that. Another thing that I'm looking forward to in 2025 here on the homestead is I'm wanting to get more raised beds. So my husband and I have been in conversation. The last couple years we've done in-ground and raised bed. We have just kind of managed both. Raised beds have always been my preference because they just perform so much better. It just seems like the soil is healthier. All kinds of mushrooms grow and everything, and our soil around here is not fantastic. Very interested in doing more raised beds, and I don't think I'm going to have anything in ground this year besides popcorn, because we do popcorn every year. We've been in discussion about what brand we should go with. And so we've looked at Epic Gardening. We've looked at their Birdie's beds. We've also looked at Vajayga, because I've heard that from like Living Traditions Homestead. And then we've also looked at Vigo, which is what My Gardener promotes. I don't know which one to go with. I'm mostly leaning towards Epic Gardening's Birdie's beds, but they're all in a very close range, price range wise. It's really hard to nail one down because they're all, for 8 beds, it's going to be very similar in price no matter which brand we go with. I just like the look of them, and they're supposed to be durable for like 20 years or something like that. That sounds great to me. You know, if we're investing this money in it, I'd like for it to be, you know, durable for a long time. Anywho, if you have experience with any of those 3 raised bed brands, please let me know. If you have any pain points, or if you have any particular one you would recommend, that would be wonderful. Just let me know in the comments. Hopefully you will help us be able to nail down our decision a little bit better. Something else that's coming up soon is, so we have chickens. We've been raising chickens since October, so they are almost ready to go outside. It's very cold here. It is now like 18 degrees outside. We just had a crazy ice storm. That's something I'll have to tell you guys about in a little bit. They are in our garage right now in a brooder still, and they are definitely ready to go outside. They are all very large and very tired of being cooped up, and I feel horrible for them. So we are having our Amish neighbor build them a coop, and so we have been talking with him for like the last week or two, and he is working on a coop for them. So I'm really excited to see how that looks. Hopefully it'll be a lot cheaper than it would be online. So I'm very ready to get them outside. And I know they're ready to go outside too. All right, so I'm just putting the carrots and celery in here to saute. Now I need to add the onion. All right, so once we get that chicken coop delivered, because they're just literally right next door, but once we get that delivered to our house, I can take you guys along and give you a tour of it, what it looks like, how much we ended up paying for it, and the workmanship of it, because I'm sure it's going to be really high quality. They build a lot of really nice things, and I'm excited to see it. So counting down the days until that's ready to be delivered to our house. It's supposed to be pretty large too, because right now we have 9 chickens. We're probably going to acquire more in the future. I think they're making it big enough for about 10 to 12 chickens. I can get the silkies that I've always wanted. Okay, throwing in my onion here. The saute along with the carrots and the celery. Stir it up real good. Get that olive oil on it. So this is sauteing. Next, I'm going to need garlic, ginger, lemongrass, thyme, and rosemary. I don't have any thyme. Oh, I know I don't have any lemongrass. So I'm going to substitute that with a little bit of fresh squeezed lemon. You know, if you don't have all of the herbs, that's okay. Just try to make do with what you have. And I'm also going to post the link to this recipe. I didn't create this recipe, but I found it online because I thought it would be interesting to try a healing chicken noodle soup. I will post that link in the description. These lemons don't look that great, but they are organic. I always like to give it a little roll to release the juices. Alright, so now I need to get 1 tablespoon of this freshly grated ginger. Maybe a little bit more than a tablespoon. Okay. Next I will do my little zhuzh of lemon for lemongrass. 3 cloves of garlic, mint. I like fresh garlic, but this is what I got. You know we ain't gonna do 3 cloves of garlic. More like 6. We're gonna double it. I just love garlic and it's so good for you. You know what? I like to say you make your recipe to your taste and to the taste of those who will be eating your recipe. Got my garlic in there. Let's chop up our rosemary. When you chop herbs, they really release that fragrant aroma. There's just nothing else like it. This rosemary is already helping with my nose. All right, now I'm stirring until fragrant. It is already very fragrant. This smells like something that could heal you. All right, so next I'm going to be adding the chicken stock and water and bay leaves. So it does call for, I think, 2 bay leaves. So I don't have chicken stock, but I have chicken broth, and that will work just fine. I like to get less sodium because I like to salt to taste. Next, I'm going to stir in the chicken stock, the bay leaves, and 1 cup of water. It says to bring this to a boil and add chicken. I got chicken thighs, boneless, skinless chicken thighs, because I think they're going to add a little bit more flavor to the soup. All right, while I'm waiting on this to boil, I'm going to go ahead and chop up my 2 tablespoons of fresh chives. While I'm doing this, I will start telling you guys about the ice storm that we had. We live in Southern Illinois, so we're zone 7A. We used to be 6B, but we're 7A now. Sunday, we got an ice storm. Our power was out for 18 hours, and it really got me thinking we need to be prepared. So it was crazy. I mean, people are still without power, and that was Sunday. There were 40,000 people without power, and it was just declared like a state of emergency. It's been a crazy week. I don't know if you've heard of this where you're at, but it was snowstorm Blaine. I'm going off recipe here, and I'm adding more chicken broth. Okay, it looks like it is boiling now. I'm going to reduce the heat and let's simmer for 10 to 12 minutes. All right, so while that is simmering for 10 to 12 minutes, I'm going to use egg noodles that I get from Azure. Yes, so I'm going to go ahead and grab those. I'm also getting a bowl out because I'm going to need to shred this chicken when it's done. All right, so it has been simmering for almost 12 minutes. Next, I'm going to stir in the pasta and cook it until tender, which is about 8 to 10 minutes. It calls for 3/4 of a cup of pasta, but I really like pasta, so I'm just gonna guess. Be a little generous with my pasta. All right, make sure that's stirred in there real good, and I will set the timer for 10 minutes. While I'm doing that, I will shred the chicken. So right now, I am patiently waiting on a shipment from Baker Creek and in my gardener. I got some new seeds for this year. I cannot wait to show you guys what I got. I really like to plant fun things and like funky things, so like purple cauliflower and ginormous carrots and just colorful things and fun things. It's really fun to me because it's like you can grow really healthy, nutritious food, and you can grow really fun and healthy, nutritious food. So why not have even more fun? I love to buy funky stuff from Baker Creek and just have fun and just have a blast. So I can't wait to show you guys those hauls. Hopefully those will be coming in soon, maybe later this week or weekend. But because of the snowstorm, obviously our mail is super delayed. So hopefully I will be able to get that video up maybe next week or so. And then later this month, I will have another Azure haul for you guys, a January Azure haul. I'm sorry I didn't get to the December Azure haul, but I was really sick. From like the week before Christmas until now, I still have a cold. So I have been really sick. I think it's just been hard on my immune system this month. I don't know. Like the holiday stress probably doesn't make it any better, but my body has just been telling me like, girl, you need to slow down. I will be working on slowing down for a little while. I plan to still post every week. I haven't posted in 3 weeks just because of Christmas and New Year's and travel and sickness. I apologize for that, but I love posting. I love communicating with you guys. I love showing you guys my life, my daily life and what I do, and I'm just really excited to see what the future holds for 2025 for this channel. And I really look forward to, getting to know you guys better and just sharing my wins and my failures along the way. It's just fun and exciting to talk about that. So I really look forward to this year really getting serious about YouTube and sharing my homesteading journey and sharing our family and putting ourselves out there to show more people what we do and show more people how we live and how we love the way we live and we love where we live and all that fun stuff, and learning how to do things our ancestors could do but a lot of people can't do now. And it's just going back to my roots and our roots, and just really excited about that. So can't wait to show you guys my new seed haul. Can't wait to show you guys my new raised beds. I'll make a video about that when we get those and our garden set up and the fencing and everything. If I get to get a grain mill and start milling my own grains, I'd love to show you guys that. And I'm just really excited. I feel like there's going to be so much growth, so many new things to try this year. I also love to quilt and to sew. I can't wait to do more of that this year. There's just so many things to look forward to. And I want to bring you guys along with me every step of the way. So I really, really look forward to that. All right, I think I got it shredded up about as good as I can get it shredded up. The instructions for this recipe don't say to remove the bay leaves, but I'm pretty sure you're supposed to remove bay leaves when you're done cooking with them. I don't think you're supposed to eat them. Are you? I don't know. I wanted to test this out. So I'm making this recipe because I have a cold. I don't feel well. And I want to test it out and see if it's really good. And if it is, I bought these silicone molds, and I'm going to put this soup in those molds and put them in the freezer and freeze them for in the future if somebody gets sick. That way we can just have them versus having canned soup with all the additives and preservatives that you don't want in there. I've really been thinking about making things and preserving them for the future for when we don't feel like doing anything. And soup to have on hand when you're sick is a really good option for that. So I would really like to have some frozen little blocks of soup that I can just put in a pot, heat it up when I'm sick, and that would just be amazing. So that is one of my goals for this year, to be more prepared. Because when you're sick, it's vital to have some nourishment. It's vital to have a nice warm meal to provide your body with the nourishment that it needs so it can get better. And I think that's why this is considered a cold fighting healing chicken noodle soup. It's a soothing, comforting soup for cold and flu season. It's really been pretty easy to make, I would say. I'm excited to try it. It smells amazing. It would probably be better health-wise if you had the lemongrass in the time, because I'm sure each of the fresh herbs have their own benefits. But I couldn't find lemongrass at my grocery store, and they were out of time. All right, so I will add the lemon juice here. Now I'm going to add in my shredded chicken back. Now I'm going to do salt and pepper to taste. Okay, I'm going to get these bay leaves out of here. I'm going to taste and see if I need more salt and pepper. That smells amazing. Wow. That's really good. Definitely needs more pepper though. Now that I've added more pepper, it is ready to go. Serve immediately, garnish with chive. All right, I got a nice bowl here. Wow, that is so good. It is just really hot. Well, friends, let me know if you will try this recipe in the comments. It is delicious. It is so good. It's very lemony, so if you don't want it to be super lemony, go light on the lemon, and don't just not measure the lemon like I did. It is very good, and I know that that's going to have a lot of benefits to help make me feel better. Well, there you have it. There is the healing chicken noodle soup that I tried. If you guys like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'd love to see you back next time. Hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time I post a new video. If you like this cooking content, please let me know. I love to cook and bake, and I would love to share this more with you. If you have any video suggestions or anything like that, I would love to hear it from you. Thank you, and God bless.